Kawhi Leonard to the Kings or the 76ers. This video is presented by PowerHandz, so get your handles right and grab yourself some gloves. Let's get to it. We all know the marriage between Kawhi and the Spurs is on the brink of breaking up and going their separate ways. Now, if I'm R.C. Buford, the Spurs GM, I am considering trading Kawhi on draft night or even before the big day because I want to get something for my top 5 player. And if I don't move him this year, I am risking losing him for nothing. And that's not the Spurs way. They have been the model in professional sports for the past 20 years, so why change now? They need to weigh their options and try to get the best deal possible. Enter the Sacramento Kings into the equation. They now have the number 2 pick in the 2018 NBA draft and a bunch of young talented assets the Spurs may have interest in. Greg Popovich is known to develop players and honestly get the best out of them. Pop would be critical in the quest for Luka Doncic to live up to his potential. So this would be the hypothetical trade the Spurs would want and the Kings would be willing to give up. The Kings would be receiving Kawhi Leonard, Deron Hilliard, and Matt Costello. The Spurs would be receiving the number 2 pick, the number 36 pick, Garrett Temple, Willie Cauley-Stein, and Justin Jackson. The Spurs would really want Bogdan Bogdanovic, but the Kings would be reluctant to give him up. So they would get Justin Jackson, a top 15 pick in the 2017 draft, who had a disappointing season. But if there's anyone who can get the UNC Justin Jackson version to come out, it would be Popovich. Also, Willie Cauley-Stein will give them depth, and who knows, maybe he turns out to be what he was supposed to be, a defensive anchor like a Clint Capella. But why would the Kings do this, especially if they have no security of knowing whether Kawhi would sign an extension beyond 2019? Is it worth the risk? Not for me, especially knowing you may have a future superstar in Luka Doncic on a rookie deal. So if I'm Vlade, I would pass on the trade unless Kawhi promises to sign the extension or something that assures the Kings that he is committed to the organization in the long run. Now, the 76ers, trading for Kawhi would be like the Timberwolves trading for Jimmy Butler to help their 2 young players in Cat and Wiggins learn how to win. The 76ers already got a taste of that this year, so the next step is an appearance in the finals and a championship. Kawhi would definitely do that for them, but what would the deal be? The Spurs would be receiving Jared Bayless, Markelle Fultz, Dario Saric, the number 10 pick, the number 38 pick, and 39 pick. The 76ers would receive Kawhi Leonard, Deron Hilliard, and Matt Costello. Man, that would also be a great trade for both parties. The Spurs are getting a young, talented big who can play with LaMarcus Aldridge and Saric, and the number 1 pick in 2017, who I believe will still have a good career, especially if Pop gets a hold of him. Like, no question about it, Pop has the experience to make Fultz into something good. On top of that, they can draft a very good player like Mikal Bridges at number 10 and someone like a Javion Carter out of West Virginia in the 2nd round. I think this is more likely to happen than the Kings deal because of what the Kings have to offer and lose if Kawhi doesn't commit. The 76ers have nothing to lose and everything to gain. Kawhi is the missing piece and would make them favorites in the East. If you have other trade ideas, drop them in the comment section and I will answer them as soon as I can. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up and share it with your fellow NBA fans. I'll see you guys on the next video.